name is Lana Harrington. I am quilting to honor the veterans that have served, and it's my way of giving back to them, for them for serving our country. It was just after COVID, or just around COVID time, that we created this group. My dad and also my two brothers were active members in the Air Force and in Army, so they're lifers, and that's what made me decide to contribute to this group, because one of my brothers had served both in Vietnam and also in Iraq. And my other brother, who was drafted in the early 70s, also decided to become a lifer and practice law after he finished with law school. So since I was the only child that did not serve, this was my way of giving back to our country for that reason. I did quilt before, but then when this came up, I wanted to help out and jump into the project as well. So right now we're all contributing towards a quilt with Quilts of Valor, and we're just matching up blocks, and then we'll put them all together and it will be quilted and then given to the veterans that that are selected to receive them. So we spent some time cutting out all the pieces, and so we have them all set up in groups of how to put them together, and we passed out the pattern, and everyone is participating in making the blocks, and then we'll put them together. It's just thank you for the veterans that have given their lives, and this is one way that we can help make them feel a little bit more comfortable.
Hi, my name is Teresa. I'm from Fitchburg, Mass. I'm from the Mothertown Guild in Lancaster, Mass. I'm a very newbie. I just joined in December. I learned about the Quilt of Valor about 10 years ago, and it was so exciting that I wanted to learn more. And coincidentally, I'm a Grange member, and one of the Grange members, she brought me to the place in the Mothertown, and I joined. And I got an email about coming here to do this, and it's like, this is fascinating. Every person I've met here so far, they are so welcoming. You have a question like this person over here, she was helping me, because like I said, I'm a newbie, and she was showing me how to really do it, and it's fascinating. I feel that these Americans, they serve our country, and it's like, what better way is to give them something to show appreciation. And getting a group, it's like we're putting together a bunch of squares where I'm sure that you'll be showing more later on. This is the first time coming here. I'm from Fitchburg, and here is in Stow, so it's not that far, but the people, they're all so wonderful.
My name is Teresa. I'm officially not with the Quilt of Valor, but I have made 4 Quilt of Valor quilts, and I really like the Quilt of Valor, the story behind it, and why we're doing it. With the Quilt of Valor, there's different ways that you can help. You can help, through donations. You can help by making pillowcases. You can help by making blocks. You just gotta. You can do all this on yourself, and you can actually send it to the project, and they'll do it for you. You put it all together for you. So it's kind of a big union, everybody's together helping. Yeah. These are some of the blocks that I've made today. That's pretty much the same here. I really like that one. And then I have this one and this one. Yeah.
Oh, my name is Ruth Griesmer. Putting blocks together to make a quilt. And as you can see, the colors are red, white, and blue. And so what I'm doing right now, we do it by strips. These are kind of scrappy, so I'm not really matching anything. I'm just trying to make each block be a little different. Hi, Rita. So I actually am new to this group. I moved from Florida during COVID, and it took me a while to come out of my house to join the quilting group. And this is a wonderful, wonderful group of ladies, very welcoming. And so this is my first event with them, but it has been very satisfying. I have several veterans in my family, and since joining the group, I've made a couple of quilts that will be given privately to family members, as well as quilts that we're doing here and that will be given to Stow veterans. And I think it's a wonderful project. As I said, I have several family members that are veterans, and my dad served in World War II. I've got several nephews that are presently serving in the military. Some have retired, and I have friends. I have a girlfriend who was a fighter pilot, so it's a lot of interest there. And what I am enjoying doing is just doing a little something that I can do to give back. And I have really enjoyed working with these ladies because they were all so friendly and nice and welcoming. And besides Quilts of Valor, we do other projects for the town of Stow, for giveaways. And I don't know what else. So now I'm gonna sew. I'm not the best sewer, but I'm a barefoot sewer. My shoes come right off. I'll just keep chain piecing like this. And then there you go. And we'll do multiples, and they'll all be put together, and it's amazing how pretty the quilts come out. Sometimes I'm looking at each block and thinking, ooh, I'm not really crazy about that, but then when you see the finished product, it's always, it looks so nice. So this will go like this, I think. So, like that.
Good morning. Welcome to National Sew Day, February 1st, 2025. Woo! We are Neshoba Stars and Stripes Quilt of Valor, a local chapter here in Massachusetts. And today we have the pleasure of awarding a Quilt of Valor to a neighbor in Maynard, who we'll introduce in a little bit. Let's just tell you first what Quilts of Valor is all about, even though you've come and hung out with us a few times, and we have told you. So Quilts of Valor is a national organization that was founded 22 years ago. To date, they have awarded over 401,000 quilts. And our quilts all have to meet certain standards as far as size, quality, workmanship. None are manufactured and bought. They're all individually made. And we are just so delighted to be able to do that today. It was started, as I said, 22 years ago by a mom whose son was in the service, and she had a dream. And from there, it just grew and grew and grew. Today, Quilts of Valor are given to active service personnel as well as our veterans. We are as I said, a national organization, so we are in 50 states with chapters, many chapters in each state. Our small group was founded just this past year, although we were doing them unofficially for quite some time. We are 7 members strong and always looking to build. So please reach out, join us anytime. Now Carol is going to read a poem to you, Dell, about Quilts of Valor after I pass her.
Okay. So I have a poem for you. It's a Quilt of Valor poem written by Mary Welch from the Quilt of Valor Foundation. Okay. A few pieces of cloth from people who care to honor your service only seems fair. Carefully chosen materials of red, white, and blue sewn together for those patriotic and true. A top pieced together with caring and pride, then quilted with backing a warm layer inside. Every stitch and seam sewn from the very start with appreciation and gratitude straight from the heart. For you who have sacrificed for those here at home, may this quilt warm and comfort you wherever you roam. Our hope with this quilt is to make sure you knew we appreciate all you've done and all you've been through. Thank you for your service. Thank you.
So, no crying.
No crying.
Because it is an honor and it is a privilege. So we met Dell probably 5 months ago, 4 or 5 months ago, before the holidays. The reason we came together wasn't because of a positive, happy thing. Dell's wife of how many years? 71 years. His wife was, what we have learned, a phenomenal quilter. I mean, she had every gadget there was to have, every tool, fabric. Oh my gosh, the amount of fabric that Dell has kindly donated in her honor has just been incredible. Fabrics with Japanese,
the Japanese
heritage
fabrics.
to them.
Beautiful.
Just quality. Every box, every tote that we have opened, we could just tell what an amazing person and what a kind, generous, and supportive husband he must have been to allow her to collect so much. Don't know how big your house is.
Always have the last word. Yes, ma'am.
So, of course, every Quilt of Valor is special. Every Quilt of Valor is to embrace and provide love and thank you. Dell's quilt has gone a little bit further than that. We asked Dell if he has any of his wife's quilts. And how many quilts of your wife's do you have left? 1. And she has made hundreds of quilts. He's shown us pictures of all these people that have received her quilts. So we decided that Dell's quilt has to have some of his wife's fabrics in it. So we took some of the fabrics that you donated to us, and they will be with you forever in your quilt. So we have Lana and Karen who will present your quilts. Every Quilt of Valor has a label on it with the service person's name, branch of service, also includes who has made it, and the date that it is awarded. Oh, you're upside down. He's flying upside down, hold on.
There he is.
So hopefully you'll be able to recognize some of her fabrics
Some
in
of these
here.
fabrics.
Especially this one that came with yards and yards of it, which we fell in love with. So if I can help you stand, we would like to wrap you.
Can you
in
just show, can you show them?
Wait,
Yeah.
we gotta turn around again.
So the eagle's flying properly.
Right. Ready when you are?
What do you want me to do?
Stand up.
Yeah. I'll move the chair out of the way. I'm moving the
Stay where
chair.
you are.
Oh,
You stay
okay.
with me.
I'll move the chair out. It's not there, so.
Not there. We won't sit. service.
I didn't come prepared. To start off with, I ended up with 27 years service. I joined in 1951. I went to basic airborne school. That taught me how to jump out of an airplane. But they forgot to tell me I had to walk back. So, I did a lot of overseas assignments. Started with Greece. I went to Japan. Now that's another story. The unit I was in sent me to Japan, and about a few months later, my wife had gone back to Newton. I don't think she'd been out of the Commonwealth twice. She got orders to go to Japan. I'm sorry. But anyhow, she went to Seattle, Washington, and they put her on an Army troop ship. "14 days later, she was in Tokyo, and they told her that the husbands would meet her. Well, then they said, sorry, he couldn't make it up here. We'll take you down to a town called Tachikawa. So they put her in an Army aircraft. I'm just a chicken, I'm sorry. It had the old canvas seats. They flew her down, got a little one about that big. And fortunately, she met a girl aboard ship, had the same problem, a little one that big. She got down there and they said, whoop, sorry, he can't make it. But we'll put you on a Japanese train. And they sent her down to the town where I was stationed. So they rode the train down, and she got off at the station. I ran up to her, and I found out she knew a lot of little words that I didn't know about the trip. So we stayed there for a few months, and Uncle Sam was smart, sent the whole unit back to the States. Sent me into Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and I said, I've had enough of this foolishness. So I went to flight school. I graduated flight school in 58. Learned to fly a number of different helicopters. Was stationed in Fort Bragg for a while. Then I moved over to Germany. And I spent 3 years in Germany flying one of the aircraft that I was qualified in. And you folks were so good, you sent my car over. And I appreciate that. So I spent 3 years in Germany with a 88 Oldsmobile, and we traveled all over Germany, down through Austria, down through Italy. We were tourists, had a ball. About 1964, Uncle Sam said, no, you're going back to Fort Benning, Georgia, and form a new unit. So we went back there and formed a unit called the 11th Air Assault Division, which made up the helicopters and fixed wing. We had 400 plus aircraft in the unit, and our primary reason for being was to move troops. After considerable time, we were qualified, and they then named us the 1st Air Cav Division. And some fellow by the name of the president said, I'm sending, Lyndon Johnson said, I'm sending the 1st Air Cav Division to Vietnam. So I went to Vietnam for a year. Came back, stayed at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. We were forming new Chinook helicopter units and sending them to Vietnam. Well, on the 3rd unit, they decided we had to go back. So I went back with the 101st Airborne Division up at Way way is the ancient city, halfway up to the DMZ. I spent a year with the 101st, then came back and went to Fort Rucker, Alabama, which is the Army Aviation School. I spent about 7 years at the aviation school, instructing in the aircraft and doing platform instructions. Well, Uncle Sam made a mistake when they left me there for 7 years, because that never happens. Colonel came down and said, Chief, you're going to Korea. I said, excuse me? So I went home and told my wife, and she found those little words again. You're not going to Korea. So I saw a flight surgeon, and he said, let me take your blood pressure. Oh, you're too high. You can't go. So he grounded me. Best thing that ever happened. So I got into the supply business, and they sent me to Fort Devens for a couple of years. And when I finished my 27th year, I said, I've had enough of this, and I retired. And I worked a few civilian jobs. For a while, I walked around looking up at helicopters, but that didn't work. I got offered a job to fly a single-engine helicopter out over the ocean doing something. I said, no, if I don't have 2 engines, I'm not going. So, but the bottom line of this is anybody that doesn't have a strong wife can't make it. Sorry, can't make it in the service. They keep you going. They do things that most women don't have any idea what the girls do. And the guy said, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you.